Hi, my name is Happy. Welcome to the Scholar of Life. We are in the lovely African weather. I promise you, we are getting closer to winter now, and winter, she's not my thing. She really isn't my thing. I'm cold, but hey, I had to do this interview because who do I have beside me? This is, yes, the main man. This is Alexandra Petrushko. This is my husband. So, first of all, just to let you know, I had to ask him the first time if he would join me on my platform to just do this interview, and he was not interested. And the only reason why he wasn't interested is because that's not his he doesn't like talking in front of. Do you want to whoa, explain why you don't want to do it?
No, but I just
you see what I mean, guys? You see
less is more.
You see. He didn't want to do it, and I said to myself, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna beg him. Like, seriously, if he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. I ain't gonna beg. I don't beg. But you know what, I asked him again because he's an introvert, right? But the thing about my husband is that if he does speak, he's so profound. I find that he's got so much wisdom, and he's also very straightforward, and he doesn't beat around the bush. So maybe he might embarrass me in his truth, and I'll feel embarrassed. But hey, who cares if I'm embarrassed? If it can change somebody's life, like what makes a marriage work, and it can make someone else out there say, hey, so I'm not the nasty one. I'm not the only nasty one in this, but there's room for improvement, right? So let's do this thing. You must not embarrass me too much. No, I'm joking, baby. You must be honest. Shame. I think he also didn't want to do it because he might say something that might hurt me. And then and then after the show, yeah, I might be very angry. And when I'm very angry, the house is not very nice. But anyway, we are truth, right? And I'm all about being real and speaking truth. So yeah, my name is Happy Petrushko. Welcome to the Scholar of Life. So I've asked a few of my friends to send questions because I always feel that I'm the one asking questions all the time. So how about people ask me questions, and I wanted my husband to be a part of it as well. So we haven't read the questions yet. So it's going to be, and the first one says, question for Alex. So this one goes up to you. Isn't he handsome? Ubila, get this, and I can choose. Shame. Yeah, you're going to embarrass me. Anyway, so this one goes to you, my love. What do you believe you do as a father figure to your children? What do you believe you do as a father figure to your children?
Well, I guess the question is trying to say, how do you be a father figure to your children? What is like a father figure? And I guess, there's different interpretations of that. Obviously, as father figures different fathers can do different things. For me, I guess I draw on what my father did for me, and my father is very kind, very loving, and my family is very giving. In my upbringing, we were always first. The children always came first. You just, a lot of kindness, a lot of love, and I think that what's important is just to make your children know that you're always there for them, that you're always available. You spend as much time as you can with them. You do the things they like. and just spend quality time with them. And as a father figure, I guess you just need to be that, you know, there's a fine line between being a friend and being a parent. And that line, often a lot of people say, no, you can't be friends with your children, you've got to be the parent. Well, for me, my father was a lot my friend, and so was my mom, but yet we knew our barriers that you didn't cross. So I feel like there is space there where you can be your children's friend. And frankly, they are my best friends. I spend a lot of time with my children. I have very special moments with each children because they're both very unique. And the stuff that I do with Kiara, I don't do with Vali, and vice versa, because they're just so different in so many ways. And for me, I just feel like they need to know that a man is somebody they can rely on, like your father is somebody you can trust, somebody that's always there for you, doesn't judge you, and just try and always, you know, be available. I think that's the most important thing, is to always be available to them, and just, you know, always be there. I don't know if that answers the question.
It does answer the question, and I can attest to that as his wife. Like, what he's saying is the truth, because I've known him since we were teenagers, and when we got children and we got married, before that he was a bachelor of note, like a bachelor. And I know growing up he was never interested in having kids, or like he didn't gel with children until we had our children. And I cannot tell you, and the proof is in the pudding, how he just left that life of, when I say a bachelor, like he was working hard for himself, and he had a lot of time that if he wanted to go out there with his just do whatever he needed to do, in terms of like he's into paintball, there's a lot of things that he enjoys doing, that for him to sacrifice that to start looking after the woof woof, the dog.
We've got a
there's a
dog school next door.
Yeah, but anyway, all good in the hood. But anyway, guys, like, I don't even have to worry. Like, my husband is constantly at home with the children, and you know, if he does go out, which is very rare, I don't even phone and ask when's he coming home, because he spends so much quality time with his children, you understand? So big ups to you. Thank you for that. And also, when he talks about his father, it's very important. Again, as you know, going back to the generation, you must see him how he is around his grandfather. Till today, they still hug and kiss. They have that intimate relationship. You must see how he is with his father. And I always look at it with, before it was a confusion, like, and then, you know, because I never had that. But now I get it and I understand it, and I'm so glad, because personally, because of the fact that my dad, as amazing as he was, in terms of affection, he wasn't there, or I wasn't there. I was just too much of a naughty kid. Like, I don't know. That's another topic on its own. But he gives his children so much attention and time that, you know, my girls won't have to go out there and look for love, because till today, you know, I can say, you know, they can say, but you know what, we got this. My dad said all of this at home. So whatever you're saying out there is not new to me, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you for being such an amazing, incredible father. You're doing well. Okay, next question to you again. How do you motivate yourself to continue to be a great father to your children?
It's easy. It's not a motivation. I have so much fun with the children that it just comes natural. It's not something I need to work on. It's not like, let's say, a marriage you need to work on. My children, I don't need to work on. It's easy. It's like I look forward to hanging with them. You know, we have such good time together that it's not really, it's easy. It just comes natural. You know, I don't have to. It's no effort. And yeah, I hope that answers that question.
No, it doesn't. You can go deeper than that.
What's the question again?
Okay, let's go back to what motivation. maybe you need to understand, like, some people just are not interested. Kids are like wasting my time. I could be watching a soccer match. I could be.
But truly, like, I don't have a motivation other than it's just a part of me. I can't say like I have to motivate myself to go to work. I have to motivate myself to do certain things. But the children, like, okay, you have to motivate yourself sometimes to do homework with them, because that can get a bit tense at times. But every other time it's easy. Like, I feel like it's not an effort for me, therefore I don't feel like I have to tell myself, justify it. Like, when you say motivate, it's almost like you have to justify it, and I don't have to. I feel like what the children give me is way more than what I give. So what I receive is more than what I give, if that makes sense.
Wow.
That's why for me it's not
Wow.
it's not a battle. It's just like, it's easy. I'm like she says, I don't really have like friends and stuff. So for me, like, I have occasional
By choice.
get-togethers where I go play paintball, or maybe at work we hang out. But apart from that, I won't go like to a pub and watch sports. Or that stuff's boring for me. Me and Kiara will watch some anime. We'll watch something really original. Me and Vali will go have Starbucks. There's things that they like, and when we go and do those things, it's incredible. It's just so rewarding to see my children happy, and just for me that's what it is. It's just rewarding with every moment of it. So it's never an effort, therefore I don't need to motivate it.
But aren't you surprised yourself that, me and you growing up, like, there was no, like, kids was not in our radar. We were just, I was more of the wild one. He was just grounded in his work and everything. Doesn't it sometimes surprise you?
A little bit it does.
Baby, can I finish? Evan. Here's the problem. He always knows what I'm going to think. Like, he thinks fast. He thinks fast. What did I want to say?
No, the fact that I never liked children or whatever.
No, that's not what I wanted to say, baby. I said, does it surprise you that that you're such an incredible father?
No, because my father was so good. My father was so good to me. My grandfather was so good to me. My mother was so good to me. It doesn't make sense how I wouldn't carry that through. I guess nothing is a given, but like, I've learned it from the best. So I feel like I can give the best.
But did you think you were going to be like this?
I didn't think about it. It never crossed my mind. It was when it happened. It's just, you knew you had to do what you had to do. Again, it's not something you prepare for. You know what I mean? You can say, if you plan things, then it's different. But like the way you and I, we didn't, like, things just happened. And when it's time to be something, you just be something. You got to just take that role.
Yeah.
And that's what exactly happened.
Take the role. I love that.
Beyond that, obviously, it's just living a life like you said. When I was living on my own, it was cool and it was fun and everything, but you get to a point where you've got no meaning in life. Yes, you can go enjoy it. I had all the remote control cars, I had helicopters, I had games, sound, whatever, but at the end of the day, your life almost has no, like, I don't want to say purpose, but like a meaning. But it's just kind of, it's weird. And when a child enters your space, and when you see that child reaching out for you and wanting more of you, that's just like, it's so addictive. It really is addictive.
Okay, so the next one is question to the both of you. Okay, what is the thing you most appreciate? Sorry, I'm loquacious. I want to hear this one. What is the thing you most appreciate in your wife, husband? Your wife or husband?
You start.
You start.
No, but the first two questions to me, so it's your turn now.
What is this thing you most appreciate in... You just want to hear me say all the nice things, baby, and then... Okay, what is the thing you most appreciate in your wife and your husband? The list can go on and on and on and on. I've known him for over decades and decades and decades, and I always say this. Actually, I got this revelation from the Holy Spirit that you know how people that are married for like 50 years, 60 years, and people do that. They're like, oh, bless my wedding, we've been married for 13 years, woohoo, we've been married for 20 years, counting the years. And I just had this revelation from the Holy Spirit, like, even though you've been married in those years, how miserable were you in that marriage? You understand? How you counting the years, you celebrating the years, but what's happening in those years that you're celebrating? And that's why you'll see the people that are married for over 40 years or 50 years, next thing, just like that, they get a divorce, right? I'm getting somewhere, bear with me. And people that are married for maybe less than 1 year or 2 years, there's so much fruitfulness in that marriage. So it doesn't matter how long I know this person, because I know him for, like I said, over decades and decades and decades. The thing I know that I appreciate about my husband, I promise you, the list goes on and on and on. First of all, his love for me. Okay? Not how I expect him to love me, his love for me. Some of us think that you have to feel that tingly feeling, you have to have that butterfly feelings, but he doesn't say a lot that he loves me, but he shows me in his actions. You understand? And I'm not the easiest of people to be around. No, I'm not. God is still working in me. But the fact that I know my worth, but the fact that he stuck around where he knows that it is greener outside. It can be greener if he chose to. But because he saw my quality around my darkness and my thorns, he saw that diamond, that pearl, that beauty. The fact that he didn't judge the outside, because the outside is ugly. That's what I love about him, because I've given him such a hard time, still giving him a hard time, but it's getting better and better and better. And he's not dumb enough to stick around with someone that doesn't make him happy. I mean, because the fact that he sees that I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday, and it's making us become best friends even more. So if he had to leave, for instance, I would be okay, because I know that I tried. You understand? That's why people don't understand that. Okay, but he left. Okay, what work did you put in? What work did you put in? So I think the fact that he appreciates me and he sees that I'm trying to do the work, that's what I love in him. And the fact that this man don't cheat. He's just, people can say, this man just don't cheat. He's so faithful. Like, if it's time that he needs to bounce, when we were younger, we did break up when we were like younger. And he said, look, bounce. He didn't do it behind my back. He didn't. So I'm very grateful for a lot of things, that when he's out there, I don't have to stress about what is he up to. It's just, he's so pure. And I'm really blessed for that. And it's not that I'm lucky. I don't like the word being in luck. God has shown me favor by giving me the best man in the whole planet. Big up to all the men that are taking care of their wives and partners and children. But I have gold right here. So, yeah, I appreciate so much about him. But on the other hand, I mean, he drives me mad, because I'm just a sensitive person. So it's got nothing to do with him again. It's got to do with me getting my act together. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I appreciate about you. What do you appreciate about your wife? It better be good. I'm joking.
I guess we have to go back to where we come from. I mean, we have to remember that before we were even together, we were friends, and when we did used to play together, it was very fun, and it was a way that we connected that I think not many people can connect. And it was a pure friendship, and you were able to be a child with me that you didn't sometimes have the childhood you want.
Explain that, because not a lot of people will understand that. That's what actually started the foundation of this friendship.
Well, I'm sure many would know, your past and where you come from, but you had to grow up very quickly based on your surroundings and the things you endured at a young age. And I think a lot of your childhood was robbed, and you didn't really have the childhood that I had, for example, where I could be a child and I could enjoy myself playing in sand and whatever the case is, But then when we were 17, 18 playing around, we were actually just like we were just really friends, like climbing trees, walking, like running around like silly, and in that time we had a lot of really good, like for me, that was some of the best times that you and I had, we spent together. Fast forward to today and everything that had happened between then and now, it's like 20 plus years that had passed, and the way that you're able to, what I love about you is your strength. I must say, is the strength. Is that not a lot of people can endure what you've endured and go through all the pain and then like go to Zim and kick heroin in 3 months. I mean, where have you heard that? Like just like that, be stuck in it in years and then deep in it and then just go to your away and then get rid of the habit, come back, and then of course you're not easy. There's like, I always say, for her it's like PTSD, where you go to war and then you're busy cutting heads and killing people, and then you come, you must sit in corporate with a tie, and then some jerk will come and tell you why you're not doing this and that. You just want to get up and do the thing that you do because that's how you did the business. But now all of a sudden it's different rules of engagement and you have to adopt to them, and it's too easy to, because those other rules were like havoc and chaos, and havoc and chaos will trump these silly little rules that are coming at you. But you've got to have the discipline to say, hey, I've got to now pause here, and if I'm going to do that other thing, then I'm going to destroy a whole lot of stuff that I've worked on. So it's not easy. So that strength of coming out of that space and being able to kick the habits, kick a lot of pain that you experienced, and that for me is a lot of amazing stuff. And your ability to connect, as much as like where you and I are on the separate spectrums of humans, where I focus more on the inside and you're able to focus more on the outside, and being able to connect with people and adjust their trajectory, because you cannot fix anybody. It's just too difficult, but you can make small adjustments and change their way of seeing things, and slowly maybe change the way they live and the way they endure life and everything. And that's your ability to be able to connect with people and have them make those small adjustments and improve their lives. That's amazing. That's pretty cool. And that's what I think, for me, your strength and the way your empathy towards the world. Sometimes I feel like we are at the back and you're in the front doing that work, but that's what you do. You do like that. That is basically, for me, what it would be, is the strength and the empathy towards the world. And that's what it would be for me.
Thank you. That's a good answer. He's doing so well, guys. Please encourage him to do more of these things, a lot more. I think he's doing an incredible job. High five. Okay, guys, it's an inside joke. So, like, because the street life kind of, like, sometimes I can be masculine, but my husband doesn't want any of that here. So I'm used to, like, I had a lot of guy friends out there, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we do this whole thing, like, yeah. My husband's like, he always does this to me. I'm like, yeah. So if I'm too excited, I'll be like, yeah. And he's like, sure. He goes, and he leaves me hanging. So it's an inside joke. Anyway, guys, it's freezing. We want to cut this. Yo, it's freezing. He's Russian. Are you cold? He's even chilling. Warm. Okay, let's finish this. Okay, last one. If you were on a desert, guys, help me, Sakura. Island with only 5 items, what would they be? That's an interesting question. If you were on a desert island with only 5 items, what would they be? I've heard that question before.
This is like a Bear Grylls kind of question.
I don't know, but it's Alspalesa asking this, So she's deep like that. So what would it be if you were in a desert island and you had only 5 items? What would they be? Yo, what doing, guys?
I don't know whether this question kind of is asking for like spiritual, spiritual tools as well as physical tools. I don't know what direction it aims.
Just answer it the way you hear it. Like
I mean,
what the
watching
way you
all
feel
the
like
stuff that
answering.
I've watched, you know, the Stranded and all those things. When you look at people being stuck in you know, in these places, I don't know. It's a tricky one. I guess, you know, 5 things. You know, you. I don't know if like survival kits, I guess, is what you would look at.
That's one.
You know, and I don't know how many items that allows for in a survival kit.
Baby, they're not going to be impressed with us that we don't know this answer. I've heard this answer out there, and people like always have this big answer about it.
It's a bit too broad spectrumed.
Yeah.
It's difficult to just home in on an answer.
If you're on a desert island with only 5 items, what would it be?
I don't know. It's difficult.
Holy Spirit. I'll be with the Holy Spirit and the rest. Sizabona phambili. Are we supposed to say would be with each other?
I don't know where it's going. I
We're gonna skip this one, Aspala. So it's two for the ones with the broader minds, I think. and that aspirants. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, guys, it's cold. I'm struggling here. Okay, last one, my love. You're doing very well. What is your best memory of your lives together?
Well, I think I've said it already. For me, some of the best memories would have been when we were young, when we were 17, 18, when things was different, you know, where priorities...
We weren't dating, we were just best friends, so obviously there was no demand.
It was just easier, you know, it was so easy. We really had such a connection, you know, it was really amazing the stuff we got to do. Although things might have looked basic in most people's eyes, but for us it was like really awesome, like things like go to a park and go hang out and go just
Childlike.
through bushes and just really childish things. You call it childish if you want to, you know, things that are just like, you know, just didn't need any money, didn't need big things, didn't need to go to expensive places.
See, I'm not a gold digger.
You know, we were just simple lives, because when we were together, you have to remember that she lived many worlds, she lived many lives. And when she was not with me, there were maybe 5 other lives that she lived. You know, this was just one life that she had with me, or like one scene. But I think it was a very powerful scene, a scene that like really recharged her in many ways to deal with the rest of the world. And I think when we were together, it was just nice. It was very easy, and it was just a lot of fun. You know, it was very fun.
And now as your wife, Musaria thing, headache, ne? No, seriously, baby, now as your wife.
Now the fun things going away together, you know, going on trips and stuff, that's pretty fun, you know, like just, you know, family stuff. I guess that's what it's become, you know, it's just a family life, you know, there isn't a lot of glamour to it, but it's just what it is, and I think it works.
I think the best, I think the best part for what was the question? It's cold, baby, like what's the best, what's the English again? Hold on, guys, we're almost done. Thanks for bearing with us. I enjoyed this though, with all the... Okay, so what is your best memory of your life together? So my best memory with Mr. over here is literally every day. Yesterday's memory, today's memory, last year's memory, when we met's memory, because I always say to him, my world was so busy out there, living all these different lives, right? Because that's just how it was back then, before I just accepted that God is so full of love. I don't have to be like there in the madness, that I can be over here in the balance. I think the fact that I always say to him, whenever I came back into his space, it was quiet and peaceful. You know, I didn't have to be these characters that I had to be out there. I just had to be myself, you know. And even now, even though I'm still in the potter's hands, it's difficult. Marriage is not, I always say, it's not as easy. Doesn't matter how long we know each other. But just the fact that I know that he's okay and he's of sound mind, and we're getting better. So we might have like a hectic fight today, which we don't do around the kids. We used to. We're getting better at it. I just love the fact. My memory is the fact that we had trying to do better, and knowing that he's around me and we're doing this thing better together. Those are the memories for me. Those are the memories for me, whether it's good or bad. Those are the good memories for me, because we're still together. We're still making this whole thing work. Capish? Got it? Baby, thank you. Thank you. It was nice, guys. Please put in your comment that you want him back, because if I say he must come, he's going to feel like he didn't do a good job, and I think it was amazing. My name is Happy Patrishko. Welcome to the Scholar of Life. Hey, tell him to come back. I want to interview him next. I think he did well. Not next. I want to interview him again. Thanks, baby.